He lives in the middle of London. He went off and bought another one. And I've lost it. Well, I'll turn over to you until I find it. All's in your court.
The little piece of paper they gave me said Q&A. Do you have any Q's out there? There's a Q. Oh, the question. We will. You mean like by fight, you mean like big full-on, full-blown war fight, or just little covert skirmishes? We have a lot of covert skirmishes, sort of a Cold War kind of thing. We are not quite at the full-scale war kind of thing, simply because the V's have greater technology than we can possibly imagine, so if they want to pull the plug on the human race, they can do it in one episode, and that's the end of the show. But no, this season, definitely, there's a bit more, few more skirmishes going on. There's a bit more action. Yeah, it's good. It gets better and better. Yeah.
And back to our...
Oh, hello.
Did you guys coordinate your beards today? Like some women coordinate their clothes?
Yeah. What are we, our beards?
Yes.
Oh yes, we were very carefully groomed on the way in. Yeah.
I thought I'd go...
Actually, my beard looks very close to Charles's, actually, before I get to it, with the Just for Men.
Just for Men.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing, Just for Men.
Yeah.
I wish that I had made Just for Men. There's so much money they make. And the thing is, the product's like crap because it doesn't even do the whole... It's splotchy. And that's how they make, you know...
Splotchy. Well, you should see it before I get to it, mate. Truly. This whole area is like Santa Claus now, you know. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, totally.
All right, here we go.
But the curtain mentions, right?
Jesus back with some poetry.
Poetry.
Well, this is the piece that my uncle sent me. Senior citizens are the nation's leading carriers of AIDS. Hearing aids, band-aids, medical aids, government aids, and most of all, monetary aids to their children. The golden years have come at last. I cannot see, I cannot pee, I cannot chew, I cannot screw. My memory shrinks, my hearing stinks, no sense of smell, I look like hell. My body's drooping, got trouble pooping. So the golden years have come at last. Well, the golden years can kiss my ass. So juice to you.
God's lips. Who has a cue that we can aid? Orange bracelet. Oh, everyone's wearing orange.
What do you like to do for fun in your spare time besides hanging out with me?
Oh, wow! What a great weekend it's turning out to be. Oh, God, what do I do? Because so much of my life is travelling and living out of a suitcase and following the work. I mean, last year it was all in Vancouver for V, and I just got back to LA and I'm sort of trying to work out my life here.
Can you work out mine after?
Sorry, what?
Can you work out my life after you've worked out your life?
I will, yeah. My life is a work in progress, so yeah, I've got my hands full, totally. So it all tends to be stuff that I can do on the road. I take my guitar with me on the road. I box and kickbox a lot, so whenever I get to a new town, I find a gym where I can do that. I love food, I love cooking. So again, anywhere I go, I sort of check out the local restaurants and so on. Yeah, it's very, very kind of simple. I sing, I play music. Yeah, that's kind of it, really. Yeah.
Yes, it's interesting. We lead bloody dull, ordinary lives.
Speak for yourself. It's the funniest thing. I'm talking to some of the ladies this morning, and we would talk about, oh, you know, so where'd you fly in from? Oh, Amsterdam, you know. Oh, what do you think of LA so far? Well, I've seen the airport and the hotel. and so much of my life is like that. You travel to all these fantastic places, but you see the set and the airport and the hotel, you know.
How long were you in Amsterdam?
I've never been to Amsterdam.
Oh, I was there with Rob Schneider shooting Deuce Bigelow for 5 weeks.
Do you remember any of it?
The only better gig was I got called in a few years ago. There was a huge hit series called Northern Exposure. And Brand, who created it, their next series up was a thing called Going to Extremes. And it was to be a medical school set in the Caribbean islands. And they called me in and they said, Charles, we want you to play the anatomy professor. And we don't know anything about him, the character, except he's only here for the ganja and the bimbos.
Oh my God, okay.
I thought, good heavens, for every actor that's ever been, I take this part. And I had 6 months in Jamaica with the Rastas.
I had a really good job in Barbados. It was a commercial, a 10-day shoot in Barbados. I think I worked maybe two days. And Hercules, Kevin Sorbo. He was in it too. And I was the Australian content. Again, the Australian content. And so it was 10 days, round the world, business class air ticket. It was like, oh yeah. And then it turned out the commercial they used, I was foreground silhouette out of focus. And then I got residuals, first year, residuals second year, residuals third year, and then fourth year, no check. And I rang up my agent and I said, where's my check? What's happened? And a week later he called me up and said, darling, they sent me a copy of the commercial. Can you point yourself out to me? The gig was up. But it was good while it lasted. Very good while it lasted. I think we deserve one of them every year.
Thus it should ever be.
That was a dream job.
Hello.
Charles, you played a bad guy in 30 Half Dozens.
Yep.
And an archangel. Like,
Yep.
what did you enjoy more? Which character?
Do you know, I kind of enjoyed the Dirty Half Dozen. Because, I mean, Michael the Archangel was fantastic. It was great. I got the cool outfit and I had all these wonderful fight sequences. It was awesome, but Dirty Half Dozen was kind of magical for me in a funny way because I was starting off. It was like my second or third acting gig ever, you know. And most of the TV shows you do, I mean, the first show I did, I played a barman, you know. And
You were good in that.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. Actually, it was a gay barman, so it would have been, here you go, mate. What are you doing later? But yeah, Dirty Half Dozen was fantastic because he was like a smart ass, pardon my language. He was a professional soldier, gladiator, so he was good with weapons and he could fight. He got all the cool one-liners, and he got the girl at the end of the movie, at the end of the show. And I'm still playing that exact same character on V. You know, so and they're fun, and they're sort of a grey area. He's not good, he's not bad, he's somewhere in the middle, you know, and they're enormously fun to play. So yeah, that was fun. They were good days.
Now we have time for one more question. Now that's
Just it.
no, just
I actually have a coin for Charles.
Which one, the poetic one or the coarse Australian one?
For both of you.
What am I, chopped liver?
Roses are red. Your balls are blue. Charles, you are one hell of a man. Can I sit on you?
Oh my God.
That is beautiful. That was beautiful. Charles, I'm sure that was actually your question. That was very lyrical and beautiful.
Yeah, why couldn't you have poems like that? Classy poems. comes with a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end.
After seeing the photo of Hudson with her heeled boot on your back, you just have a very rich and varied lifestyle. I'm sure you're having a wonderful weekend.
Thank you so much.
And here's a little song for you.
Oh.
When I was just a wee tot, they took me from my wee cot. They put me on my wee pot to see if I'd wee or not. And when they thought I would not, they took me off my wee pot. They put me in my wee cot. And then I'd give them all I got. Now I'm young and in my prime. I can wee anytime. When I'm old and when I'm crying, I'll only wee once a day. Wee.